did not get Coldplay tickets. Really wanted to watch Coldplay before.
End of flashback.
To the present day, and we actually have Coldplay tickets. We are in Ahmedabad, and tonight is the show, 25th January. We didn't get Mumbai by a strange twist of events. We are in Ahmedabad, and we're going to watch Coldplay. I am just excited, but I'm also feeling tired because we had a really early morning, and then we hung out with Vinayak's friends for a while in Ahmedabad campus, and now we finally got the hotel room. So I'm going to get ready in a bit, and then we will head out to see a sky full of stars. Yay! So I think before I start getting ready, I thought I'll quickly talk about the book that I started reading today in the flight, and which I've been reading for the last hour and a half. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. I finally picked this up after hearing everybody on the internet rave about it, I think last year, and I started reading it in the flight, and I'm about 86 pages into this book. I'm actually surprisingly invested in this book. I don't know if I like it yet. It's a bit too explicit than what I usually read, but anyway, it's set in New York, and we follow Cleo and Frank. Cleo is an artist, and Frank is an ad agency executive, and both of them meet and they get married in a very short duration. Cleo is looking for a green card, and Frank just wants to make her happy, and Frank also has a bit of a drinking problem, so Cleo really tries to get him right, but that remains to be seen how successful she is. There are other characters in the book as well. We have Frank's sister, whose name is forgotten her name, I was just reading, Zoe. Then you have Cleo's best friend, whose name is Quentin, who's kind of figuring out his sexuality, and both of these people also are kind of shaken up about this marriage and how quickly it was, and they have different things that they have to go through. So like I said, I'm invested. The story is definitely engaging. There's a lot of explicit things in this book, be it language, be it intimate scenes, and also like there's a lot of drugs and there's a lot of alcohol involved, but yeah, I guess that's how New York liberal arts is. I don't think entire of the New York liberal arts circle is like this, honestly, but I think the setting does have a significant amount of such things. But yeah, anyway, liking it. Let's see, I think I will finish this book probably by tomorrow, which is when we are going back, reading in the flight, reading in my downtime, things like that. So yeah,
A little longer than a few minutes later.
yay, we are off.
All the best to us. I'm feeling hearts in my eyes.
So at the entrance of the gate, there was a very selfless man distributing lyric books, lyric pamphlets rather, which is just the sweetest thing. There's no branding on this at all. We should aim to be this nice.
Europe standards.
It's not Europe standards.
You don't know Europe.
They fleece you. Hello, we are back from the concert.
Yeah.
How did it go, Vinayak? Vinayak's second time attending a Coldplay concert.
Yeah, better than the first time.
You went in 2016?
16 September.
I think after that they've done exceptional production. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The lights are crazy.
Yeah.
It's beyond anything else. It's probably
Even-
the most fun concert.
Even the way they use the lights has
Yeah.
they've upgraded so much since
Yeah.
2016. So yeah.
I think the only experience that this could beat is probably like Taylor Swift, because that's also like very high production value and all of that. But I don't know as many songs of her. I know only like her older songs, but this one I knew most songs, so it was just a lot of fun. And the lights, the heart-shaped glasses, the moon glasses. Yeah, I think mostly the lights and the fireworks also. Fireworks. What I liked is fireworks was not just in the end. They had fireworks like in between of the songs also. I like that. And yeah, but then getting out, it was very well organized in the sense that everybody knew where they had to go and they were letting people in batches at the metro and things like that. But sheer volume of people is
Yeah.
just, oh my god! It's a stadium of 1.5 lakh, no? It's the biggest stadium in India.
Yeah,
In the
1.5
world.
lakh plus 50,000 standing.
Yeah, no, but 1.5 lakh, but the piche wale were all shut, na? Behind the stage.
Oh, yeah.
So I think 1.5 lakh is a good estimate. So it's just insane amount of people. Everybody leaving at once. So the roads were crowded and the metro was crowded. But metro, they were letting people in batches, but those batches didn't really help because there was insane amount of people and some really, really horrible people who just pushed everybody and went on board. But anyway, finally back at the room, changed, and we ordered food, but it's going to take a while. So somebody left us a hamper in this room. I don't know who. I'm assuming the hotel management. I'm hoping it's free. Even if it's not, I'm just eating a banana. It's fine.
The next day.
They used the same thing but made it much more minimalistic.
Acha. Hello. I am back. I am back in Bombay. Today is the 28th of January and I am a 30-year-old now. Today is the day I turn 30 and I'm not sure how I'm feeling. I'm having a very low-key birthday. We literally didn't do anything because the weekend was quite tiring with the concert and then roaming around in Ahmedabad and things like that. So I just got up on sleep last night. Like literally I got home from work. I was up for a bit and then I fell asleep I think at around 9:30. I woke up at 11:30, cut the cake, and then I was passed out from 12:15 I think until 8 a.m. today morning. So but I finally felt like I caught up on my tiredness and I felt better. But otherwise I've just been doing nothing. In the first half I was working for a bit and then I got a massage at home, and then now I want to step out and go to a cafe and I want to read and I want to journal and yeah, just enjoying a really low-key birthday. And yeah, I feel, I don't know where time has gone. I don't feel like I'm a 30-year-old, but yeah, like it's just, it feels like such an adult age. Like when I was younger I would think that someone at 30 is sorted and their life is sorted, their finances are sorted. Probably I would have thought that I will have a kid by now, I would probably own a house by now, but none of it is true. I don't feel sorted at all, but I'm working towards it. And yeah, I just want to sit with my thoughts for a while and see how I feel. But apart from that, I just thought I'll catch you up on my final thoughts on Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I finished this on Saturday in the flight itself. I thought I'll go to sleep in the flight because it was a very late night flight, but this book just kept me hooked. And how? I already explained the plot before, but as the book progresses, Cleo and Frank's relationship really deteriorates. Like they used to be so for each other, but then both of them get really further apart from each other, especially Frank, because Frank is a drunk. He's an alcoholic, and he refuses to acknowledge his issues when he's with Cleo, and Cleo keeps trying to help him understand how his drinking affects her, but he refuses to acknowledge it, and he turns, verbally abusive towards her. And there is trigger warnings in this book for abuse, for suicidal ideations and suicide as well, mental health issues. And it is genuinely a book where I fell in love with the character. I really like Cleo as a character. She was portrayed as someone who is this very, very beautiful woman, that she has the attention of everybody, but her internal monologue is that she doesn't want the attention of everyone. She always feels like she's pandering to people. She wants people to like her. She does things for people to help her fit in, and she always feels like an outsider. And as the book progresses, you can see how much of an effect it takes on her, how much shame she feels with feeling like she's not enough, be it for her parents, be it for Frank, be it for friends, be it for society at large, be it as an artist as well. And I just really loved how Cleo is portrayed. It is very sad to keep reading on. I was really reading on to find out what happens to Cleo in this book, and I'm happy with her ending. I'm happy with the ending, and I don't want to spoil it. But I really liked this book. I didn't think I would, because this is a very, very hype book on the internet. Everybody has liked it. So I thought I would be a little meh about it, but honestly, loved it. I think I'm going to read Coco Mellor's new book, which is, I think, Blue Sisters as well. That's it. I could not care less about Frank, by the way. Genuinely, I'm like, yeah, okay, you're there. But I was really reading it only for Cleo. But yeah, that's it. Right now, I don't know what book I will pick up next, because I am trying to read Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I'm about 150 pages into it. I'm taking it very slow. So I'm going to take this to the cafe. And I'm also going to take another book with me. If I pick up either of them, I'll probably update you. Or I don't know if this vlog is going to be that long. Let's see. But yeah, that's it. I will see you soon. I'm in the process of editing that video, and I've just realized that I didn't film an outro. So here am I, ending the first vlog for 2025. January is always a great month for me because it's my birthday, but this time it's been a little bittersweet, because it is a milestone birthday, which reminds you that you're growing old. And anyway, that was my week turning 30, where I attended a great concert, I journaled my feelings, I read a great book, and it was a good week, all things considered. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.